Application enhancements allow customers to enhance their application functions. SAP pre-plans customer exits, which generally consist of several components. Application enhancements are inactive when delivered, and the customer completes and activates them when needed. The characteristics of an application enhancement are as follows. Each enhancement provides you with a set of pre-planned, precisely defined functions. The interface between SAP and customer functions is clearly defined. Customers do not need in-depth knowledge of how to implement SAP applications. Customers do not need to adjust enhancements during an upgrade because of new functions that SAP has developed. SAP application programmers create SAP enhancements from program exits, menu exits, and screen exits. For this purpose, the system provides a management function, transaction code SMOD, a catalog containing an overview of existing SAP enhancements is provided to customers. They can then combine the SAP enhancements that they want into an enhancement project using transaction CMOD.
SAP enhancements are made up of component parts. These components include program exits, menu exits, and screen exits. A specific component can be assigned to only one SAP enhancement. This ensures that SAP enhancements are unique. SAP combines all the components that belong to a specific enhancement. Customer enhancement projects consist of SAP enhancements. You can use each individual SAP enhancement only once in a single customer enhancement project. This ensures that the customer project is unique. The customer has to edit all enhancements that are to be activated together within one enhancement project.
The following steps list the procedure to create the SAP enhancement. SAP application programmers plan possible enhancements in an application and define the necessary components. The application programmer combines these components in SAP enhancements. The programmers document the enhancements in the best possible manner so that the customers can implement the enhancements without having to analyze the program source code or the screen source code. The general procedure for enhancements at the customer side is as follows. Create an enhancement project. Choose the SAP enhancements that you want to use. Edit your individual components using the project management function. Document the entire enhancement project. Activate the enhancement project. This activates all of the project's component parts.
To create a customer enhancement project, perform the following steps. Run the transaction code CMOD to start the project management function. Name your enhancement project. SAP recommends that you devise a naming convention for all of your projects. For example, you can include the transaction or module pool of the project in the project name. The project name uniquely identifies the enhancement in the system. Go to the project attributes and enter a short text that describes the enhancement project. The system enters the remaining attributes, such as status, name stamp, and timestamp for recording creation and change details.
You can use the project management function to assign SAP enhancements to customer enhancement projects. Enter the names of the SAP enhancements you want to use on the appropriate screen. The search function gives you a catalog-like overview of existing SAP enhancements. From there, you can select your desired enhancements.
You can use the product management function to edit the components of your enhancement project. Depending on whether the component you are editing is a function module, a menu option, or a sub-screen, you branch either to the function builder, a dialog box for entering menu options, or to the screen painter.
Activation of an enhancement project affects all of its components. After successful activation, the project has the status active. During activation, the system regenerates all programs, screens, and menus that contain components that belong to the project. Note that the system will regenerate programs at the time of execution. After activation, you can observe the effect of the enhancements in your application functions. The deactivate function allows you to reset the status of an active enhancement project to inactive.
Whenever you create an enhancement project, you have to assign it to a change request. Each of the related repository objects, such as programs, subscreens, menu exits, and so on, should be assigned to the same change request. You can transport the entire enhancement at the same time using the same change request.
Program exits allow customers to implement additional logic in application functions. SAP application programmers define where program module exits are inserted and what kind of data the program module exits can transfer. SAP programmers also create the corresponding function modules for an exit, which are complete with short text, interface, and documentation. The documentation for the function modules also describes the intended purpose of each program exit. You write the source code for the function modules in the function builder. If required, you must also create your screens, text elements, and includes within the function group. The system processes your ABAP code for the first time whenever the enhancement project, of which your function module is a component, is activated as a whole. Program exits have no effect until the enhancement project is activated.
The figure shows the flow of a program that provides an enhancement in the form of a program exit. The exit function module is called at a predefined point in the source code. The SAP application developer defines this point. Within the function module, the coding in the customer namespace is called using an include program.
SAP application programmers define the function module call using the ABAP statement call customer function NNN, where NNN is a 3-digit number. SAP application programmers also create the corresponding function module and the function group. The function modules always belong to those function groups whose names begin with X, that is, the X function group. The call customer function statement is executed only when the enhancement project is activated. If the same function module is called several times, the activation is valid for all calls.
The most frequently asked question concerning enhancements is, how can you determine whether an application program offers a program exit? This is a central question for every kind of enhancement. There are a number of ways to find the answer to this question. You can use the following ways to determine whether an application program offers a program exit. Search within a single dialog program during execution. Choose System, Status. The system displays a dialog box that contains the name of the application program. For example, a suitable character string would be Call Customer. Use the Find push button to search for the string globally in the program. If your search is unsuccessful, you can extend the search domain. To do so, run an environment analysis for the corresponding program and search for the specific character string in the program environment. Use search tools. On the right-hand side of the graphic, you can see how to find the name of the required enhancement using the search tools. You can restrict the search in the repository information system using the following criteria. Package. Also try generic entries. Technical name of the enhancement. The figure shows how to edit function modules for the program exits.
To use an X function group, you need to understand how a normal function group is organized. A function group consists of a main program of type function group and includes. The system assigns unique names to includes for the different objects. Some of the include names are simply proposals and some cannot be changed. The top include stores global data and is generated automatically when a function group is created. Function modules are stored in includes with sequential numbering. The includes, in turn, are all stored in an include ending with UXX. Note, although you are free to choose the names of the includes for all other objects, such as subroutines, modules, events, and so on, it is advisable to accept the proposed names.
An SAP application programmer creates exit function groups for enhancement exits. These exit function groups consist of include programs that begin with either LX or ZX. You can edit only includes that begins with a Z, because these are stored in the customer namespace. You cannot add further function modules to a function group. The include programs ZX, AAA, UNN contain the customer's source code for the function modules of a function module exit.
SAP application programmers can declare global data in the include program LXAAA TAP. You can declare your global data in the include program ZXAAA TOP. The include program LXAAA TOP also contains the function pool statement, which may not be changed. Therefore, you must always include the message class in parentheses while outputting messages. For example, message E500 EU.
The figure shows the procedure to overwrite SAP field labels. SAP application programmers can provide you with default subroutines in the include LXAAA F01. Code for custom subroutines, modules, and interactive events within an X function group is organized in separate include programs that, in turn, are included in the include program ZXAAAZZZ.
You can use call screen to call your screens. Create the related include programs for the PBO and PAI modules in the include program ZXAAA-ZZZ. Use forward navigation, that is, double-click an object to create your screens and modules. Your screens are assigned to the X function group, that is, Program SAP LX AAA. PBO and PAI modules are coded in includes ZXAAA ONN and ZXAAA INN, which again need to be included within ZXAAA ZZZ. You can enhance SAP applications by adding your processing logic at predefined points. Such enhancements can include the following elements: your screens with their corresponding processing logic, graphical user interface, text elements created by customers.
Menu exits allow you to attach your functions to menu options in SAP menus. For this purpose, SAP application programmers reserve certain menu options in the graphical user interface or GUI. You can specify the entry text for your functions in menu options. The menu options become visible in the SAP menu only after you activate menu exits. When you choose the corresponding menu option, the SAP application calls a related program exit that contains your customer-specific functions. To provide menu exits, SAP application programmers must supply the GUI with function codes that begin with a plus sign. These function codes are inactive and do not appear on the GUI until you activate them within an enhancement project.
SAP application programmers determine where a program reads additional function codes and how it reacts with either a program exit or a predefined function.
You can edit menu exits using the transaction CMOD for project management. If you choose the push button for editing components represented by a pencil icon, a dialog box appears. You can enter language-dependent short descriptions for each additional menu option here. You cannot make any changes to the GUI. Screen exits allow you to use reserved sections of a main screen. These reserved sections are subscreen areas. You can either display additional information or input data in the subscreen areas. You can define the necessary input and output fields on a customer screen using a subscreen.
Subscreen areas are rectangular areas on the screen which the system reserves for displaying additional screens at runtime.
The system determines which screen has to be displayed in a subscreen area at the process before output or PBO event. The general syntax for calling a normal screen is as follows. Call subscreen area, including prg_dinpro_no. For each subscreen, process after input or PAI and PBO events are processed as in regular screens. The sequence of call subscreen calls in the flow logic of the main screen determines the sequence in which the system processes the flow logic of individual subscreens.
An SAP application programmer can reserve multiple subscreen areas for a screen. Screen exits are usually defined by SAP. Note the following points. The subscreen is called during the flow control of the main screen with the call customer subscreen statement. The name of the subscreen area is defined without apostrophes. The function group to which the subscreen belongs is defined statically in apostrophes. However, the screen number variable can be kept by using program variables, which act as placeholder for screen numbers. A program variable must always have 4 places. Screen exit calls are initially inactive. When the screen is processed, the system skips the screen exits. The system processes the screen exit only after you have created a corresponding subscreen in an enhancement project and have activated this project. You create subscreens for screen exits in X function groups. Normally, these function groups also include program exits. The system includes a subscreen in the subscreen area that the SAP application programmer defines whenever the statement call customer subscreen area, including X function pool screen _number occurs at PBO in the flow control of a screen. At this point, the system processes all modules called during the PBO event of the subscreen. The PAI event of a subscreen is processed when the calling screen calls the subscreen during its PAI event. To process the PAI event of a subscreen, the system uses the statement call customer subscreen area.
The X function group that contains a subscreen does not know the global data of the calling program. Therefore, SAP application programmers use program exits to provide this data to subscreens explicitly. To facilitate data transport, the system calls modules in the flow control of the calling program that contain program exits for transferring data using the interface parameters. The corresponding exit function modules are in the same X function group, in which you must create the customer subscreen.
Data must be transported in the other direction as well, because global data from the X function group that contains the user entries on your subscreen is not known either. For this reason, SAP application programmers use program exits to return any data that you changed on the subscreen to the calling program. The system calls a module at the PAI event of the main screen to do this. The main screen contains a program exit that can receive the relevant global data for the X function group.
The project management transaction CMOD is used to edit the screen exits. The technical names of screen exits consist of the following elements: the name of the calling program, the 4-digit screen number for the main screen, the name of the subscreen area followed by the name of the program of the X function group, and the number of the subscreen. The SAP development environment supports the creation of customer subscreens and the respective PBO and PAI modules as part of forward navigation. When creating the subscreen, ensure that the screen type is subscreen. You can neither change any of the interfaces in the X function group to which the subscreen and the program exits belong to, nor can you add any of your function modules.